Training volume, otherwise known as how many hard sets you perform for a muscle each week, is a highly debated topic in fitness. You'll see some people thriving on low volume training, whereas other people feel like they need loads and loads of sets just to make progress. So why is this? Why is it that some people grow so well doing so little, while others think that they need so much more? I think a huge part of it comes down to your mindset. If you don't have the ability to mentally lock in before a set, then realistically, you're never going to push yourself as hard as you actually could. And if you're not pushing yourself to the max in every set, then you're probably going to need more of them to create enough stimulus for muscle growth. But if you're someone who can mentally flip a switch when they train, who can lock in and push hard, you can get a huge amount of stimulus from very few sets. And in my own training, this is the way I like to think about it. Before I do any set, I imagine that I'm going to perform a 100-meter sprint. Now I know that sounds a little bit strange, but just hear me out. If I said to you right now, you had to run a 100-meter sprint as fast as you physically could, I'm sure you'd take a minute to get yourself ready, take your time setting yourself up on the start line, make sure that you were focused and mentally prepared for what you're about to do. And then when it's time to go, you would be ready to give absolutely everything you've got. And this is exactly how I think you should approach your sets in the gym. It doesn't matter if I'm performing a squat or a rear delt fly. If the goal is to make a muscle grow, you have to be ready to push. Even when the exercise changes, the mentality doesn't. And one of the reasons that I think a lot of people struggle to get themselves into the right headspace when they're training is because they are just constantly distracted during their session. Whether that's mindlessly scrolling on your phone between sets or you're chatting to the people around you, if you were just able to cut out all of those distractions, you'd probably find it far easier to mentally prepare yourself for each and every set that you perform. And what I personally do is always wear headphones when I'm training. This helps me to block out any distractions that are around me and allows me to lock in and focus on what I'm actually there to do. When I go into a set, I can give it my full attention. This allows me to ensure that my execution, effort and intensity are all where they need to be. And as a result, I can get everything I need out of each set I perform. I've been running this style of training for a while now, and I find that it's working really well for me. Most importantly, I enjoy it, but it's also allowing me to consistently progress and recover session to session and week to week. So if you want to get the most out of low volume training, make sure that you ask yourself if you are actually training hard enough to make it work.